All right, well, hello everyone and happy Thursday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. Wherever you're watching Before the Four today, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, as always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Thursday afternoon here. Now first, let's begin with the weather. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis has what to expect weather-wise moving into the tail end of the week. Brad?
Showers and thunderstorms in a line here. This is all along a cold front that's going to move through this evening in northwest Alabama and tomorrow morning in northeast Alabama. I've increased the chance of showers and storms tomorrow east of I-65 to 40%. You'll see why here in a second. But for tonight, these showers and thunderstorms, they're in a line right now, but I think they're going to kind of fade away as the sun sets. We don't expect any severe weather with this. Maybe some lightning and heavy rain. That's about it. Wind gusts around 20 miles an hour. As we kind of focus past 6 o'clock, notice everything kind of starts fading away, but there will still be some isolated thunderstorms out there and then really just dying out overnight. Early tomorrow morning, a few showers and rumbles of thunder. And that's going to be right along the boundary here as this continues to kind of shift to the east with time. So by 9:30, I don't think you'll see any rain from Pulaski to Florence or Russellville, and that'll all continue to kind of move away from you. But notice how this all clusters here over the northeast corner of the state. Very heavy rainfall rates in these areas during the afternoon, and then as we go past sunset, that'll all fall apart. So overall, rain chances increase a bit for tomorrow, mainly east of I-65, but your weekend looks dry. Highs around 82 Saturday, 85 Sunday. Great weather for the evenings and those early morning hours.
All right, certainly good to know. Thank you, Brad. And also, don't y'all forget 48 First Alert Weather Extra. That is tonight at 9:30. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, he'll be back here in the streaming center, and he'll have all the latest that he is seeing on the radar. Feel free to leave a comment, any of your thoughts, concerns, any questions you might have. Brad will shout you out, and he will work to answer your question. He always has a great time with it, so don't forget. Weather Extra tonight at 9:30. You're just not going to want to miss it. But now, heading out to Gunnersville, where a man was arrested as a result of a joint investigation into possession of child pornography. Now, the Marshall County Sheriff's Office and the Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force executed a search warrant at a home on Baker's Chapel Lane on Tuesday. Now, officials say as a result of the search, evidence was seized and 22-year-old Christopher Matthew Beard, that's who you're seeing on screen, was arrested. Beard was charged with 5 counts of possession of child pornography, and he was booked into the Marshall County Jail. He is currently being held on a $250,000 bond. But now, moving over to a story in case you missed it, a 52-year-old man was charged with threatening communication after telling a Lauderdale County mother that he was going to hire a hitman to kill her if she kept her away from seeing her 15-year-old daughter. Now, authorities say he had a sexual relationship with the teen, and he described her as his soulmate. 48's Noah Cowell with more.
According to court records, Dr. Gregory Ford started having sexual relations with a 15-year-old girl after she started working with him within the past year. Ford lives in Texas, but he's a traveling veterinarian who would attend horse shows and races here in Alabama. This investigation began a month ago when a mother found sexually explicit messages on her daughter's phone. The teenage girl then told investigators she had sex with Ford and exchanged explicit photos with him. The U.S. Attorney for North Alabama says the parent did the right thing to find an accused predator in her child's life.
They will take every opportunity they can to exploit our children. And so we want to make sure that people know about that and that they are always vigilant.
On Tuesday, investigators say Ford sent a long text message to the mother from a fake number saying, quote, "Listen to your daughter and our love story. She is my soulmate." End quote. "She and I would have just run off together at 18 anyway." End quote. And then things got even more bizarre. Ford became threatening, texting, quote, "If you choose to continue your crusade, I have already paid a dear friend from the CIA to long rifle a bullet in your chest."
We want to make sure that that mother is as safe as possible and that that individual was apprehended as quickly as possible. A quick reaction, looking at charges in an ongoing investigation, that there will probably be more that comes down the road on that.
On top of the sexual assault charge, Ford is also facing new federal charges over that threat. Reporting in Huntsville, Noah Cowell, 48 News, on your side.
Absolute wild story there. And now another story, in case you missed it, out of Huntsville. A Huntsville attorney who was sanctioned for using AI was recently awarded a $200,000 state contract. 48's Nick Ballinger has the details.
The Alabama Department of Corrections is paying Huntsville attorney William Lunsford $200,000 to represent the state in a civil lawsuit. Despite just 2 months ago, Lunsford, along with 2 colleagues from the notable firm Butler Snow, were reprimanded by a federal judge for using legal citations drafted by ChatGPT. He's now taking over the case from one of the other attorneys who used ChatGPT.
The person that was most culpable for that is the one who's been removed from these cases. Mr. Lunsford, although he was sanctioned, certainly did not have a lot of culpability.
The judge did find that while another attorney drafted the citations, Lunsford was lead on the case and had a responsibility to check his partner's work. While Chief Deputy Attorney General Clay Crenshaw presented the contract to lawmakers for review, Representative Chris England brought up concerns and ethical questions.
Or at the very least, we find another law firm, because it seems like all the money that we spent to find out years later in the cases that we've been in for a long time, we're getting AI-generated motions filed in court.
After some digging, I discovered Lunsford has been paid over $40 million over the past 5 years, representing the prison system as a deputy attorney general.
These are real dollars, and we're paying Lunsford more money than some government agencies.
The lawsuit Lunsford is taking over was filed in 2018, leading England to question why it's taking 7 years to resolve while spending tax dollars.
How much would it cost to settle these cases? If we just gave you a sum right now, we probably would have spent infinitely less money than we have on the lawyers in these cases.
And now we're going to head to break, but coming up, taking a look at how tariffs are impacting America's morning cup of joe, and Huntsville City FC is playoff bound. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, well, hello everyone and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, let's talk about tariffs. They are currently bumping up the price of coffee nationwide. 48's Faith Delp spoke with business owners and consumers and has the latest here in the Tennessee Valley. Let's take a look.
Local coffee shops all across the valley have seen the price of coffee beans increase, and some have bumped up their prices. Here at the Mallard Coffee Shop in Decatur, they haven't passed on the price increase to their customers yet.
It's so touch and go right now with the tariffs, so we really hesitate to change a price because that could result in customer loss.
Lindsay Allen owns the Mallard, and she said since the tariffs have been enforced, she has seen coffee prices go. For now, they are absorbing the extra cost, and customers like Alyssa Hickenbotham really value that the Mallard hasn't increased their prices, but she says it wouldn't matter to her anyways.
I love small businesses. I really appreciate entrepreneurial spirits and just what it does to bolster the local economy. Me and my friends really love just coming here and spending time together, and the tariffs won't affect it.
Allen said they will keep absorbing the price increase on coffee, matcha, and food for as long as they can.
Honestly, we didn't get into this because we are looking to make billions of dollars. You know, we are just really passionate about supporting the community.
Allen adds if there is a price increase due to tariffs, her customers would only see a couple more quarters for each cup. Reporting in Decatur, Faith Delp 48 News on your side.
Now in a little sports talk, Huntsville City FC is heading to the playoffs. 48 sports anchor Kaylee Tinkelstad has the latest on the local soccer team. Let's take a look.
In just a few nights, Huntsville City FC will be back at home here at Wuest Family Field, an exciting return for the boys in blue after their historic feat over Orlando City B. Sunday was a monumental night for the organization. In the 75th minute of the match, Maximus X scored his first ever goal for HCFC. The point that clinched the club's first ever playoff spot.
I think it's their professionalism and certain standards that we've had throughout this year that have kind of put them in this position. And like I said, the consistency that they've been able to maintain throughout the year, that's what it takes in order to get into a playoff position.
O'Neal took over the program last August, and now just over a year later, he's leading the team to the first ever postseason.
You know, we have ambitions, and we want, you know, one of our goals from the beginning of the year is that we want to host a home playoff game. And, you know, we're in a position that, you know, we have, you know, the right scenarios that is a very realistic possibility.
A home field playoff game is not secured yet. The goal for HCFC is to win the last 2 games of the season and see how the rest of the league shakes out. In Huntsville, Kaylee Tingelstad, 48 Sports, on your side.
Well, good deal. And now let's talk about the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. A story on feral cats in Fayetteville, Tennessee, after 5 people were bitten by them in the past 6 months. 48's Noah Cowell will have that story coming up, following up on the James Clemens football player who was told he can't play football due to an administrative error. And finally, a community conversation in Huntsville addressing poverty. 48's Faith Delp will have the latest from that, and these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And it's time, y'all, for Facebook fun. Our 48 Facebook question today was posted a little bit later than normal on Facebook. We posted it around 3 o'clock, but nonetheless, we had awesome responses from you all. Plenty of great responses, very diverse responses. And of course, our question was, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go and why? And let's see what you all had to say. Anywhere in the world, you had 1 ticket to go anywhere you want to go. Where would it be? And let's see what y'all had to say. Paris, absolutely. Loretta said Ireland. If I ever get a chance, I might not come back. 100%. Loretta, thank you so much for commenting. Let's see, the Orkney Islands. That is from Jonathan Young. He said the isolation, the people, the history, the views. I mean, absolutely nothing wrong with the Orkney Islands. It sounds like paradise to me. Jeffrey said Biloxi, England, Australia. Hey, those are 2 great places. I haven't been to either, but I hear that they are beautiful. Sharon said Sweden because my son's there working. She wants to see her son in Sweden. That is very sweet. Lochlale said home because I'm tired. Very relatable comment there. I feel you on that. Brenda said Italy. That is definitely on my bucket list as well. I would love to visit Italy, go to Europe. Honestly, that's another place. Greece, my heritage. That's from Kelly Norwood. I've seen pictures from Greece from my friends, and I'm so jealous right now. And then Linda said Switzerland. I think I've said on a previous before the 4, I would love to go to Switzerland because my mom went one time and brought me some Swiss chocolate back, and that is some really good stuff. There's no doubt about it. Brindley, what did Brindley say? Paris, yep, that was the first comment that popped up. I would love to see Paris as well. But y'all, that is some awesome stuff. I'm seeing a couple others in here. Some people say Canada, some people say. With my grandchildren, hey, I can, that's very valid. Home, because I work in DC, I feel that's from James Huff. But yeah, very diverse comments right here. You all had some super awesome comments, as you always do. But y'all, that is just about it for today's Before the Four. Thank you all for sticking around and spending a bit of your Thursday afternoon here. So tomorrow there will not be a Before the Four. I will not be working tomorrow, as I will be at a high school football game out in Sand Mountain tomorrow. So we'll not be doing a Before the Four tomorrow, but I will see you all on Monday at 3:40. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.